Hello and welcome to this edition of FYI Weekly, your official source for City of Greensboro news and information. The Greensboro City Council approved an economic incentive grant for $1.8 million for Procter & Gamble. The grant will fund new jobs, property improvements, and the purchase of new equipment. The grant will be paid in 5 consecutive annual installments after the new jobs are created and the investment is confirmed. City Council also authorized contracts with multiple local agencies to address the housing needs of residents experiencing homelessness in our community. The agencies will provide rapid rehousing, emergency shelter, housing referrals, and other assistance as needed. The following bridges have been slated for maintenance and repairs: Murrow Boulevard over Norfolk Southern Railroad, Freeman Mill Road over West Whittington Street, and Freeman Mill Road over Norfolk Southern Railroad. The improvements will cost $2.1 million. Continuing with infrastructure, City Council approved a contract for the Eugene and Belmead Streetscape project in the amount of $7.4 million. The upgrades will consist of streetscape and improvements to the road, utilities, and storm drainage. The Kathleen Clay Edwards Family Branch Library is offering a Wasteless Living series to provide practical, money-saving ideas to reduce waste and help our natural world. First in the series is Wasteless Living for Beginners at 12 p.m. on Friday, September 17th. Participants are invited to bring lunch and an outdoor chair to enjoy this event on the lawn in Price Park. Waste reduction and recycling educator Macy DeMoss will provide tips and techniques to start the waste-less journey. Bring a low-waste picnic dinner for a Wasteless Living picnic at 6:30 p.m. on Monday, September 20th on the lawn in Price Park. Water Resources Public Education Coordinator Lane Roberts will join Macy to teach you how to reduce food waste while saving money, time, and water at home. To support home compost and water conservation efforts, the city is selling discounted compost bins and rain barrels at this event. Participants will be entered in a raffle for a composter. The Kathleen Clay Edwards Family Branch is located at 1420 Price Park Drive. Josephus Thompson will be at residence at the Experience at Call Clue this fall to share his love of poetry and performance by hosting the Poetry Cafe. Kids and teens ages 10 to 18 are invited to be a part of the Poetry Cafe's Youth Cipher series. This is a kids' open mic for music, poetry, and art. These sessions will take place from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the following dates: September 15th, October 13th, November 10th, December 8th, January 19th, and February 16th. Registration is free and available online. A cipher is a circle of energy where artists share their craft. Young artists of all genres are invited to build and hone their artistic gifts. They may even be inspired to create something on the spot. Thompson is a teacher, lecturer, and founder of the Poetry Project, where he uses poetry as a catalyst for literacy, leadership, and service. He is the host of the Poetry Cafe on 90.1 FM, which airs on Tuesdays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. For more information, visit the city's website. The city developed a partnership with Cone Health to share a series of brief and informative videos designed to inspire you to make better choices when it comes to healthy living. Following these tips is an easy way to help each of us improve our quality of life. Let's take a moment to check out today's news for your health.
The coronavirus pandemic has presented us with a unique and challenging situation. It can create a great deal of anxiety and stress. Anxiety and stress to a limited degree can actually be very helpful. However, taken to a significant degree, stress can create problems for us both physically as well as emotionally. So when trying to manage your stress, there are a number of strategies you can utilize. It is important to really not focus solely on those things we cannot control. In fact, what you should do is have some discussions and think about and even list those things we do have control of. Make it something that you can do together as a family. It's simple as what you're deciding to watch on television, the things that you do during the day, what you're having for dinner. And those may seem like small things that we all don't even think about during the day, but when You're in a time like this when so much of life feels out of control. Those things can feel very comforting. Do not overload on information. It is in fact important to understand the facts and keep up to date on to what is going on. However, you don't want to overload by watching television 24/7, staying with the newspaper, all day long. You need to take a break from that information. Think about the things in your life that you've used in the past that have helped you stay calm. Listening to music, or playing a musical instrument, or reading, talking with family members. These are all the same kinds of things that will help you during this challenging time. Think about creating new routines, whether it's games or watching certain television shows. Try some creative, artistic kinds of things that would be fun and unique. Try to incorporate your children into helping you come up with suggestions of things that would be fun to do. It's really important to understand that, again, stress and anxiety is normal. Do not try to just push it away or pretend it doesn't exist. If we try to deny it and push it down, it sometimes can create really cumbersome feelings, and it becomes more difficult to hold it back than it is just to let it out. It's okay to talk about it, it's okay to acknowledge it, and that in fact will help you work through it. Look at each day as a unique day. We take it one day at a time. Be very present in that day and make it the best possible day it can be. And tomorrow, creativity takes over, you make an entirely new day. But day by day, you will get through this, and that's the best way you can manage some of the stress and the anxiety that comes along with this.
Keeping kids safe on their way to school is the focus of a new program offered by the city's transportation department. And don't miss your chance to get rid of those hard-to-recycle items piling up at your house. We'll have those stories and more news coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. The Greensboro Department of Transportation wants to work with public and private schools on a new safety program. Safe Routes to School supports education and events that promote walking and biking to school. Membership is free for elementary and middle schools. Schools can join at any time throughout the year to receive complimentary program materials and request free educational resources, safety gear, and support for events. Schools interested in partnering with GDOT to host a walk-to-school event in October should submit their request at least 30 days in advance of the event date. Studies show walking or biking to school allows children to arrive at school more alert and ready to learn. Families have the opportunity to get their daily physical exercise and connect with each other and the community. Additionally, fewer vehicles in the pickup lane saves time and money, reduces road congestion and harmful emissions. Safe Routes to School is funded through a grant from the North Carolina Department of Transportation. For more information, visit the city's website. The City of Greensboro is partnering with St. Paul Catholic Church to host a Recycle Rodeo drop-off event. This is your chance to dispose of hard-to-recycle items. The Recycle Rodeo will take place from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday, September 18th in the church parking lot. This free event is open to all Greensboro and Guilford County residents. Items you can recycle include sensitive documents with a 5-box limit, batteries, paints, cleansers, pesticides, fertilizer, gasoline, electronic devices, and styrofoam. Items will be recycled or properly and safely disposed. The city's Recycle education team will also be on site to provide information about recycling and waste reduction. St. Paul Catholic Church is located at 2715 Horsepin Creek Road. Download the GSO Collects app to use the Waste Wizard to search items to find out if they should be trashed, recycled, or disposed of differently. The Greensboro Parks and Recreation Department, in partnership with Summit Rotary Club, is accepting nominations for its Student Improvement Awards. One Guilford County middle or high school student will be honored each month for overcoming personal obstacles and making progress in school. Nominations are due by 5 p.m. on the last day of each month from now through April 2022. The application is available online. Winners receive a $100 gift card, a plaque, and are honored at the Rotary Club's monthly luncheon. They are also eligible for the Student of the Year award. The adult who nominates the student will receive a $50 gift card. Nominations can be submitted by anyone who maintains regular contact with the student and has observed the student's improvement. Someone who works with the student through a nonprofit or other government agency can also submit a nomination. For more information about the Student Improvement Awards, call 336-373-7617. School is back in session in Guilford County, but the pandemic has changed how students learn. Coming up after the break, find out how Say Yes Guilford is committed to meeting the needs of our students. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. Say Yes Guilford is committed to the work of lifting up students, helping them reach their college and career goals by providing a host of support services. Joining me now to explain how your generous donations are put to good use is Elizabeth Paul. She is the Vice President of Donor Impact for Say Yes Guilford. Hello, Elizabeth. Welcome to the show.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for joining me. So tell me, how did you get involved with Say Yes Guilford?
Well, actually, I heard about Say Yes before I moved here from South Carolina in 2017. I believe things were already starting to get off the ground here. Scholarships were being paid. But I actually started my fundraising journey here at the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. Go Spartans. I worked in advancement there for 3.5 years. And after that time, a very persistent recruiter started calling me and introduced me to our phenomenal board, who is a who's who of trying to change the educational landscape and access to post-secondary success. And then, of course, I met Wendy Petit, our amazing CEO. And so started the interview process from there, and being a mom of 2 GCS students at Irving Park Elementary, go Pirates, it was just a no-brainer because I've always had a passion for education and helping people get access to a better opportunity. So
well, you are a perfect fit, and we love having you and all that you bring to that position. There is a lot going on with school just starting, so tell us what's new and what's exciting in the development portion of Say Yes.
Well, development in a nonprofit space can mean a number of things, right? We traditionally think about fundraising, which of course is most of what I prioritize my time doing, but it's also developing partnerships and relationships with other agencies or grant-making organizations. It's building relationships with corporate entities for philanthropic engagement community-wide and reaching a broader base, but also volunteer engagement and development. So now that we've kicked off the school year, I'll highlight that a minute because that's the best way that we can develop our relationships in the community. We have some free tutoring that we're actually registering students for at this time. That will kick off September 20th. So if you know a GCS student who needs intervention or could benefit from a little extra oomph with their academics, that is open to K through 8 students in Guilford County. But as far as the development piece is concerned, I would say also if there are community members who want to engage on the other side and help distribute academics to GCS students, that's a great way to get involved with our organization. We've also made some great headway with grant-making organizations here recently, and so obviously funding and philanthropy keeps the gas in our tank so that we can continue to pay it forward in the community as far as our scholarships and our tutoring and our SAT prep and all of those exciting things are concerned. So got a great base, but most of what I'm prioritizing in this moment is trying to build more of that community support and engagement. So for anyone who's listening, I would encourage them to get involved as a volunteer, advocate for us, or make a donation so that we can continue all of this good work in the community.
And that was leading me to my final question about how can the community continue to support Say Yes Guilford. Aside from volunteering, the donations are really the core of what you do.
Yes, absolutely. It takes money to fund these scholarships. we're able to make a huge impact, not just year to year with a cohort, but also a lifetime earnings impact for all of these students. So that's money that really comes full circle back into the community. So for any alumni listening today, I'm hoping that they're hearing the message that they could pay it forward. But we really do need to build a good core of sustainable funding from our GCS families, our community partners, our education advocates. And speaking of advocacy, I feel like that's another great way that we can continue to develop relationships and get involved. So I would encourage anyone listening to follow us on social media, go to our website and figure out if you have a student that needs services from us, or if you want to give back to Say Yes, that's the same place to do it. So sayyesguilford.org is the best place, one-stop shop for all of those things. And I hope everybody will go take a look, because there's some really amazing things going on.
There is. It's very impressive, and what Say Yes has been able to do in this short period of time is even more impressive. So Elizabeth, thank you for stopping by to share all that's new and exciting, the latest activities happening at Say Yes Guilford, and I am hopeful that this turns out to be a record fundraising year.
Oh, of course, me too, me too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Do come back and see us.
Will do.
Thank you. Stay tuned for some useful information about Greensboro as we tell you something about the city. That's coming up after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to FYI Weekly. One way to stay informed about decisions that impact our city is by attending or tuning in to City Council meetings at 5:30 p.m. on the first and third Tuesday of the month. The fourth Tuesday is reserved for a meeting as needed. In response to the growing cases of the COVID-19 Delta variant and to prevent its possible spread, all meetings of the Greensboro City Council will be conducted virtually on Zoom until further notice. The Greensboro City Council meetings are broadcast right here on GTN. The meetings are also streamed live on the city's website and on Roku. When in person, the City Council meets on level 2 of the Melvin Municipal Office Building, located at 300 West Washington Street. To review the council meeting schedule and agendas, please visit the city's website. Here's an opportunity to learn a little something about the city. For many Greensboro residents, the aftermath of the extensive damage caused by the 2018 tornado that hit the city's east side is a distant memory. Many others, however, are reminded daily of the destruction to their neighborhood and loss of property. There are still areas of Greensboro where downed and dead trees from the storm have created blight, overgrowth, and habitats for vermin. To clean up these areas, the city of Greensboro is using state disaster recovery funds to provide professional removal and cleanup of tornado-damaged trees on private residential property and dedicated city property. No funds will be given directly to property owners. The application deadline is Sunday, October 31st. The program will continue as long as disaster recovery funds are available. Program application, eligibility, and next steps are outlined on the city's website. Applications must be completed and submitted to the city's Code Compliance Office, which is a division of the Neighborhood Development Department. Coming up after the break, we'll showcase our department spotlight, but first, meet the people who boomeranged back to Greensboro.
My name is Phoebe Murray, and I am a consultant in workforce retention and recruitment. I came back from the Triangle area because my family was ready to settle down and buy a home. Charles and I are fortunate that we're both primarily remote workers, so we have the flexibility to work from home at this point in our lives when we're trying to spend as much time as possible together with our family and watching our daughter grow up.
My name is JT Job, and I'm a software developer at Innovations for Learning. I left Greensboro in 2005, and it's changed so much since then. Greensboro is great for my career. Since I work remotely as a developer, there's a fantastic community of people working at a co-working space downtown. I love living in Fisher Park because it's so beautiful. The architecture, the trees, everything that you get with the historic district. And we have the beautiful actual park in the middle of the neighborhood that's just a great place to go walking with your dog.
My family and I love to just get out for walks in the neighborhood. We pop into Deep Roots and pick up groceries to cook for dinner. We love strolling around Fisher Park. It's just a beautiful neighborhood to live in.
I like to joke that this is the second pandemic our home's been through. It was built in 1913, so we know it's over 100 years old. My wife Keela and I are expecting our first, and we couldn't be happier to be bringing her up in this beautiful house in this great neighborhood.
Welcome back. The City of Greensboro has more than 20 departments and several divisions committed to serving you, our residents and visitors. Let's go behind the scenes in our department spotlight. Creative Greensboro, the city's Office for Arts and Culture, announces the first recipients of the residency at the Hires program. 5 Guilford County-based groups will take up residency in the Stephen D. Hires Theater. The groups include Triad Playwrights Theater, Actors of All Abilities, Drama is Life Productions, Inc., Royal Expressions Contemporary Ballet, and Catch Fire Collective. The residency is from November through May 2022, showcasing dramatic, musical, and dance productions. The groups will receive rent-free access to the 88-seat Black Box Theater at the Greensboro Cultural Center. Greensboro Chief Creative Economy Officer Ryan Deal said, "The Greensboro Cultural Center has long been a place that provides critical support to creative organizations. These programs will draw new and diverse individuals, organizations, and audiences into the space." For more information about upcoming performances and tickets, visit Creative Greensboro's website. Straight ahead on the other side of the break is this week's Way to Go GSO shout-out. Stay with us. As we draw to a close, we always want to end on a positive note with our Way to Go GSO shout-out. This week's shout-out goes to the City of Greensboro. Wallet Hub ranked Greensboro number 3 in the nation for best cities to drive in. This is up from our number 4 ranking in 2020. Each year, Wallet Hub compares the 100 largest U.S. cities on 30 key indicators of driver friendliness. Hats off to the Greensboro Department of Transportation for taking great pride in providing quality, reliable roads to make Greensboro a great place to navigate. As the Delta variant continues to spread, please remember to wear your mask, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands often. That concludes this edition of FYI Weekly, but you can easily stay connected to the latest city news by linking to us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Alexa users can subscribe to our 5-minute flash briefings, which airs on 90.1 FM and 100.7 FM. Be sure to download our weekly podcast, Talk City Greensboro, and now GTN is streaming on Roku. For all of us here at the City of Greensboro, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.